Okay. I was trying to do it the other way, but it wouldn't work. So I guess we're gonna do it long ways. Hi everyone. Hi. How you doing? I hope you're having a good day. I definitely have some interesting things I wanted to talk about. Um, so I was picking up kind of a lot of different things, and so I'm gonna be pulling a spread right now on the 3 days of darkness. So I had a dream about the 3 days of darkness before I ever knew that it was a prophecy and revelations. And so if you were to go like in chronological order, right now the Euphrates River has dried up. We have recorded the sounds of the angels that were imprisoned down there at the bottom of the Euphrates. Then all of a sudden, everybody went in and they closed up the opening at the bottom where the sounds were coming from. They just felt like it was like best to seal it off, and people were. I was watching, you know, videos where people were just like poor people were just getting big chunks of gold and stuff like that out of the river. It was really gnarly. So after that happens, and then there's like a couple other things that are really weird. Um oh, about there's something about like a lake forming in the middle of a desert, and that actually happened, something like that, or a river or something. um, and bodies of water just showing up in different places. So there's a lot of things. So, anyways, if you were to follow the timeline, the 3 days of darkness is a prophecy that talks about a time when now it can be interpreted in a couple different ways. In my dream, it was like we okay, so during the daytime there was no sun, like something was covering the sun. Like it's not like there was no sun, but that something was covering the sun. And so it was making it completely dark. And then when it would go into nighttime, it would get even darker because it for some reason the light of the moon, it wasn't giving any of the skylight. Even there was like no stars. I mean, it's a really weird. My dream was weird. And so in my dream, it it was like I was watching on TV, and I was seeing it all over the world that people didn't have power, but where I was at, I still had power. I still had the lights on, but people were being told to cover up their windows because when the darkness comes, negative entities and monsters and stuff come with the darkness, and because they're being released from the abyss. So the whole thing about Abaddon and all that, but that's not even the abyss. That's just hell. So so yeah, so the abyss is a whole nother story. That's a whole nother like primordial, just really whole nother place. And okay, so basically, I don't know if you're familiar with Lovecraft. Lovecraft is an author, and he he wrote a lot of horror fiction things, and they have a lot of them are very kind of weird, like they're like sci-fi, alien horror, cosmic horror. That's the only way I can, like tentacles and lots of eyeballs, stuff like that. I really have listened to a lot of his work because I just love it. Haster, I'm obsessed with the King in Yellow. I love that. He and so yeah, so he kind of created his own mythos. So when I look at the abyss, I'll break that down with the lemon water. When I look at the abyss, it's not like I don't like see like it's like I don't see water, but I see these beings that are just in space, like, and they are space. They're these cosmic bodies, but these cosmic bodies that we perceive to be stars or things that are in space are actually these beings. So that's kind of how my dream was. And they were very much Lovecraftian. Um, Not specifically to the T, like where I would be like, oh, I know this is a Lovecraft, because it was lucid dream. Um, and that was one message that I got, was that to for people to pay attention to your dreams, because in my dream it was 3 days after one after another, and it was like it was by burning the candle and we anointed the home with oil. Ooh, just got deja vu. Okay, yeah. So we anointed the home with oil, and then we burned these candles that I actually make, and there would be things that would like kind of like Ghostbusters, how the ghosts move around. They would come up like to the window and try to look in, and then I would take the light and of the candle and anyway, so then I would get to see what their faces look like, and oh, totally scary, like that, something like that, you know. so yeah, so in my dream, and then eventually they got they just stopped, even like they it was like when I saw them in the face, they recognized me, so then they stopped in my dream, like trying to attack my house, but they were trying to attack the house and get in the house until they realized who I was in the house, and then they were like, oh no, we're out of here. um I've had a lot of lucid dreaming experiences where I go to lucid dreaming right into sleep paralysis. And this one time that I had sleep paralysis, I got up out of my body and I just, the sign of the cross. And for some reason that worked. I don't know why it works, but it does work. If you're ever lucid dreaming, or if you're stuck in like sleep paralysis and you can't scream, you can't blink, like, but you're still awake in there, try to get up out of your body, because your spirit can get up and then confront that thing, whatever it is. Don't let this keep going on in your life where you have these attacks. Like literally, I was seeing so much of this darkness, and I was seeing that somebody there's some people that are abusing their kids, like the watch my channel or whatever. That's not cool. Take care of your children. I specifically was told that by a demonic being that looks after children, and it's like, you're not taking care of your kids. Don't focus on me and what I'm saying. Focus on you and your kids. So the next thing to say would be like, okay, for the 3 days of darkness, if that were to actually happen, like like my dream, what would people need? Well, you would need to have water. I don't think anybody's water would be turned off. I'm not, but I did see parts of the world power being out. Um, but you definitely want to make sure you have at least 3 days of supplies of medication. If you're on medication, you get 3 days supply of whatever you need, because you do not leave your house. If you like for my situation, if you leave, you ain't coming back in ever. I don't care who you are to me, because that may not be you that tries to come back in. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is some otherworldly stuff. So anyways, that was my dream. And then the whole light and the candle and putting it up to their faces, and then it makes them go away. It was like they were attracted to the light, but not the light that burns them. It kind of metaphor type thing. And then I remembered this one in my dream. It was like saying about, like, so many may fall at your right hand, but it will not come near you. That's what was being said to me. And I was like, oh, just just totally scared. Like we were all really scared in my dream. Like we were all really scared, and then everybody was really scared, and so it was kind of mm, really unsettling. But then the thing is that it only lasts for 3 days and then it passes, and so yeah, it's a time for introspection. I also felt like some people are gonna get raided. Like there's something being set up for a massive raid. There was some really, really stupid occult activity that was being done Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and it was like opening portals, you know, careless, like people that are just careless with magic, with their gifts, and they're just careless. They're just opening. They don't know what they're doing. They're trying to do one thing, like put a love spell on somebody, but they're like opening a portal to like the other worlds and letting stuff just use them, and they just don't care. It's just popped out. Boom. Um, yeah, people getting caught up in a cult that does occult activities, whatever that is, you know. All right, so these three just popped out. This is the Five of Swords. Then we got Justice. Surprise, surprise, in the upright. And then we've got the Four of Pentacles. So the Five of Swords is always a card like that speaks to me about having to leave something behind, but it's something that may be able to stab you in the back. That's the feeling I've always gotten with it. And then when I see this card, I think that just looks like Loki being mischievous. Just looks like Loki to me for some reason. Um, so, but again, yeah, a disdainful man looks after two retreating and dejected figures. Their two swords lie upon the ground. He carries two others on his left shoulder, and a third sword is in his right hand, pointing to the earth. He is the master in possession of the field. It basically means destruction, degradation, that's not good, destruction, reversal, infamy, dishonor, and loss. Yeah, the world is going to see this event as like a major loss because people who are the parts of the world that the energy does go out on, people will be dying on respirators, and I just see it causing so much chaos. Like those other two swords are going to be used against you. That's how I always look at that situation. And so you're already at a loss. But then we've got justice. Okay. And this could be, again, like higher justice. Um, there's so much chaos right now. But yeah, that this energy is a stab me in the back energy for sure. You know, it's like total betrayal. All right, then we've got justice, which is in the upright. But it doesn't always mean like court. I know that people say that it does, but it doesn't mean. You could get blind justice that is justice that is like natural. You know, like let's say somebody's coming to attack you and then they get in their car, they get they get to go get gas and they get struck by lightning. That's like blind justice, right? So I see that does have a play here. And then the Four of Pentacles, this guy's trying to hold on to his inheritance. Can you see like the buildings in the background and everything? He's got the pentacles, but there's like a city. So the Four of Pentacles is about inheritance, but your natural inheritance. And you're definitely going to want to know God in these days, like when this happens. No joke. You're going to want to be like, you're going to want to have done whatever work is necessary to be able to look at the darkness with the light and have it go on from you. You know what I mean? Okay, so a crowned figure having a pentacle over his crown clasps another with hands and arms. Two pentacles are under his feet. The surety of possessions, cleaving to that which one has, gifts, legacy, and inheritance. Which is kind of exactly what I was talking about. I'm going to get some more information. I'm going to use these now. These are just note cards. Okay, so God wants you to move forward. That was a message that I got. I wrote down some channeled messages. God wants you to move forward right now from whatever turmoil is going on. Also, there's somebody in y'all's energy that has a warring, battling personality. They're combative. They're very aggressive. There's somebody that's just not willing to stop, and they're causing a lot of suffering for people. I know the word, y'all can't read it. They're causing a lot of suffering for people. Okay, over this inheritance. Somebody also doesn't want you to see something. Somebody doesn't want you to see what's coming, what they're doing. There may be a Sagittarius involved. There may be memory blocks or mental manipulation happening. It's almost like you may be getting catfished. And you may need to work on grounding your energy. Yeah, I was feeling somebody trying to sabotage your vision so that you wouldn't be able to see what was coming. People in agreement, but not seeing eye to eye anymore. There's a group of people that are in agreement about something. I mean, literally, jar spells just popped right out. They're in agreement about something. Also, voodoo dolls popped out. But they're not seeing eye to eye anymore. So that's good. Because I do feel like these are people that work against you. I was also feeling like somebody just wants you to be a third-party situation. Nah, we don't do that. I did feel like that I'm reading for another earth angel because I feel like your vibration is very high. And then I feel like some of the people are dark earth angels. Like they're just, I mean, they're not actually starseed or earth angels, but they're like dark seedlings here. And I'm not judging you guys. I'm not judging anybody. Okay. Dark or light. God will love you no matter what. Like, okay, so, but yeah, I did feel like somebody wanted wanted to just, somebody that's a wannabe, like, wanted you to be a third party or a side hoe, or wants to copycat you, coin phrase what you say. They may be only staying around you so that they can steal your ideas or whatever. The occult is involved. Husband could be somebody's ex-husband, or it could be the husband that you're with now, or it could be two ex-husbands back, I see, for one of you, or the person that you're currently with now. I got from Spirit to be compassionate because everyone in this situation was under a spell. I just pulled the justice system and then court legal problems. So with this inheritance, the Arcturians and departure and move came out. So it may be the Arcturians are definitely involved with one of the pentacles here that I can see. That's an inheritance. Now they're looking over that crown, like on him. They're looking over that crown. They're looking over that they're in that pentacle right there. I can feel that. And they're saying, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Stay in the present. Know that the present is a present. It's like a gift that you get to continually unwrap and then enjoy over and over again. Get out of the past. Get out of the past. If it's not now, it's not relevant. And if it's not relevant, then give it to God to be healed. Like, if it's, boom, and here's third party situation. Oh, also, I got that for some of you, not all of you, somebody's completed a prophecy that, oh my gosh, that totally is what I was talking about at the beginning with the 3 days of darkness. Anyways, so completed, fulfilled prophecy. Boom. Stay optimistic. I do see chaos. There's a lot of dark archangels involved. There is a past life that needs to be resolved. I feel like for some of you, this past life, for most of you, this past life happened in a higher plane of existence than this one. That's why it's something that's going on in the ethers. Your animal totems may be very in your energy. I do feel strong animal energy, and a lot of different animals that you guys have that create a unique balance within your animus. And so paying attention to your thoughts and what your thoughts are telling you, really, when you if you feel a strong way about something, try to dig into yourself deeper. Just, asking yourself about what you think and what you believe, because that innately is what's going to be creating your reality. So working with an animal totem is really good at this time, because they give you such amazing strength and great, unique. Each one has, its own traits, and so you've actually been that animal, maybe not for a whole lifetime, but you've looked out through the eyes of an owl, you've looked out through the eyes of a deer, through the eyes of a tiger, through the eyes of a tarsier, or a panda bear, or an okapi. Okay? Everybody has. I felt like that some people would be able to reconcile with their past. Not their past love. Don't think that. With their own past. And that is what is going to help you to move forward. I did feel you were about to receive justice. This is something I wrote down, but again, the justice card was the second card that I pulled for this. Okay, this is very specific for some of you, and you'll know it's you because you'll get a confirmation of this curse energy. Flip the f out right now, okay? If it's you, but I did feel like there were people that had issues with the justice, with a great injustice in the past life, like issues with the justice system going 30 to 36 generations back. There's a curse with the justice system that needs to be resolved. So if you've been falsely imprisoned, had the justice system come at you in any type of really just outlandish karmic effed up way, then this is you. Okay? And so praying to God and connecting with your higher self and be the one to resolve that curse for your bloodline, because you don't want, if you do have kids and you're not abusing them, which I hope you're not, you you'll want that. So you'll want it cleaned up for your kids, so your kids aren't in prison and they don't spend their lives in prison. I mean, this is a real thing. So it may skip a couple, like, it may be on the male side, it may be on the mother side. Okay, that's kind of just the general information, and then you do the more digging into whose side it's on. And then I felt a humongous amount of generational wealth. And that's coming in using this key to justice. And the key to justice is like it's something in the higher realms. But there is like a whole, and the generational wealth is also, it's like this one right here by the heart. So we've got the Arcturians, then we've got generational wealth. Then I also felt like physical wealth, as in vitality, health, and prosperity. Then I felt growth, but not just positive growth. I felt a great expenditure of growth that was also negative that went down. Soul retrieval is needed for the situation, that especially with the generational stuff, that's soul retrieval, and then getting the curse resolved and the entity cleared off of y'all's bloodline. People are they're starting to get caught up being shady because we're in a new paradigm. We're in a new earth. Like, we've actually all kind of given birth to a new world. And so we're not in the same one that we were just in. And that's the one where these injustices happened. We've actually moved on from that. So just remembering that you're not in competition with anybody. If anybody tries to compete with you, that's their own problem because they have mental issues. Like, nobody is here competing with each other because we're all a different snowflake. And why would we want to compete with any other snowflake when that's not even the game of life? So now that I just made that, like, be your own person, be your own self. Don't be a copycat. Don't copyright anybody's stuff. If you're doing illegal activity at this time, you gonna get caught up, whatever you're doing, because there is so many spirits. There's so, like I said, that higher justice, key to justice is here. Justice has been called. So, if you're doing illegal activities and you're being frivolous about it, be aware that you may get caught up. Not to scare anybody, but don't be a fool. Okay. So, also, I got be aware of lucid dreams, visions, and signs. There are no coincidences. Sorry. There are no coincidences. Like, literally. So, if you're ever thinking, oh, well, that was a coincidence. No. It wasn't. It was a sign from the universe. I do feel like your spirit guides and your angels are much more able to access your energy. They're able to communicate with you more, and your ability to receive messages from them is actually getting better. I feel like a lot of this blockage that was these people that were working against you, um, I feel like these people in this new earth, they've got to either change or fall off the bandwagon because it's just not working in this new earth. They're going to get caught up. They're going to get caught up if they're trying to, you know, do any type of criminal mischief or like spiritual criminal mischief, like trying to energy harvest you or, you know, set you up or trying to record you. Like people people don't understand that when justice has been called for the whole planet, that it means everybody. And I don't know why people don't know that spirit's watching all the time. It's like, and then the dead speak, you know. So, um, a lot of you that are going through a spike in energy, I feel like you are able to tap into past life versions of yourself, but I feel like these past life versions of yourself are all like the Fool. Like they don't have any higher awareness in them. They're always at the starting of the journey. So it's like it's kind of like how Carl Jung talks about archetypes, how everybody has a group of archetypes within them. And you know, more of that energy and shadow work needs to be done, which is integrating those parts of yourself so they don't stick out so much. And then if you're judging somebody else really harshly and like really harping on somebody else, know that that person literally as like a little molecule or atom or whatever exists inside of you somewhere. Like that annoying person that you hate so much, that exists inside of you somewhere. So, you know, raise your frequency and elevate above that and move on from the pettiness and the jealousy because you like these people trying to come for you is them throwing away their inheritance. They're basically spitting in God's face, throwing away the gifts that their ancestors and that God gave them because everybody has gifts. Everybody has their own gifts, you know? So like when people covet somebody else's and they try to take somebody else's gifts or sacrifice them or whatever, they're literally they're not getting anything. And not only that, not only do you not get those person's gifts, but then you get taken out right immediately. Like if it's even because what I'm talking to is another divine being, who I'm talking to, who I'm reading for. And then there's the lower vibrational of the divine beings, like I was saying, where you know, um, like where there's people that have no love within their hearts, like just none, you know. um that's why we exist, because there's people that they don't know human love. They're not human. They don't know human love is one of the most greatest cherished love thing. That's why God loves humans so much, you know. All right, so the 3 days of darkness. If you have olive oil and then just, you know, salt, bless both, combine them. Pray Psalm 91 over them. That's literally what God is telling me. For everybody, if you use the salt, the olive oil, the hands, and everybody in the household prays Psalm 91, which you can just Google it, over, everybody prays over the oil. Then you anoint yourselves on the head, on the back of the head. I would probably do here as well. And then you anoint your windows and your doors. And um, like I took a paintbrush. How I did it was I took just a paintbrush, and then I dipped it in the oil so it would be like kind of like a pen, and then I used that. And the oil is clear. I mean, it's like see through, so you don't use a whole bunch of it. Literally, when you after you pray over it, you can even put the oil out in the sunlight. That will give it an extra charge of energy. Um, but yeah, and the more that you pray over it, the stronger that protective energy is going to get. Now that will seal your house off from these things that come with the 3 days of darkness. But that's not by anointing yourself and anoint your feet. By anointing yourself, you're not going to get rid of generational curses, unfortunately. Um, I feel like this card has to do with the community. There's a community that has shunned you. And when this stuff goes down, when things start to get more intense and serious, people are going to be looking to the people like us, like, earth angels and star seeds, the people that glow. And they're going to be like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And so we already know what to do because we know what we're actually dealing with. See this. And you just got to put up that stuff saying like, hey, homie, don't play. And with that monster stuff, nah, we ain't doing that here. And then using like I said, the light of the sun, and rebuking all vampiric spirits, all... This one just popped out. The Page of Swords. An active figure holds a sword upright in both hands, while in the act of swift walking. Authority overseeing secret service, vigilance, spying, examination, and the qualities thereto belonging. Boom! Okay. Like, I was talking about a raid already up here. I was talking about this child abuse. And I was feeling that some people are adopted. There may be, like, raids on people that, like, adopt children and then abuse them. Alright. Here. So this is like the FBI feds card, like surveillance, you being stalked type card. And interesting enough, it comes out you sitting there with your crown holding your pentacles. Then you've got the spying card. Okay, so I do feel like some people are looking at this situation trying to see if you're going to get divine justice for what happened in the past. I feel like people are looking at this situation because the gifts that you have are valuable to the world. And use your discernment. I do feel like somebody has, in this situation from the other lifetime, there was a curse of injustice and some type of hex thing being done, but the hex thing, the curse is from another lifetime, but the hex thing, they don't want me to say that. The hex, no, they don't want me to say that. That what I'm saying, the hex is coming from this lifetime, and it's triggering this other, this higher dimensional experience where you didn't get justice. You may be feeling like you're in alienation right now, and that's okay. Your twin flame could be involved. You could possibly be a writer or have the gift. I definitely know that I'm talking to some authors, like just great authors already. Um, there may be an Aquarius involved, a Taurus involved. In this situation, there's definitely star seeds involved. That's part of the higher situation, the higher injustice. And then there's ancestors. Dude, these ancestors don't play. Mm-mm. These are not human ancestors. That's what these people that are doing this hex stuff and trying to keep you feeling stuck. That's what they don't realize is that these are not human ancestors. Like they don't have to follow human law. They don't want to. I feel like you have something very protective about your energy in general. You may be somebody that is very protective of other people that maybe can't speak up for themselves, or you feel like you want to be an advocate for people that can't speak up for themselves. There could be a Cancer involved, and I do feel like there's a heart wall with any type of major injustice or, well, and with feeling being surveillance, whether it's by the feds or by your, like, by a stalker or by a neighbor or by, well, I don't know who else would do it. That's all I can think of, but maybe a family member. Great pain, sorrow, and loss. Them watching you is, and breakup spells. I felt this on Friday and Saturday, and on Sunday it was like they kept just doing the same type of hex, and it's trying to obstruct justice. Stupid. So, anyways, it ends up backfiring, and it may touch us. It may like we're empathic to the situation, so we can feel what's going on, but like it doesn't do to us what it does to other people. These other people, they're not us. They can't handle what they've put out. They're not strong enough to even deal with what they've put out to other people, let alone stand in your shoes, and they want to. I definitely still feel this copycat energy. And boom, here we go. I was saying the Earth Angel, chosen one, Earth Angel, and why they're trying to break you up from your love that's actually good for you. Bad advice. Like, I feel like people, I feel like there's a tarot reader that specifically does that. Like advises people to walk away from their twin flames. Like, just prematurely or something. I mean, you got to be careful who you get readings from and what you really, like, you know, you just got to be careful. Doubts, distrust, disbelief. It's a lot of D's. Doubts, distrust, disbelief, and denial. And then we have the demiurge. The demiurge is when the physical world was created. So that's like how old this situation is. There could be a misuse of weaponry or technology, and then also a frequency attack using EMF. I felt like absolutely we've got incantations going on. Bad talking you. Santeria. If you've been feeling fatigued, like you just want to take a nap, know that you've got more energy coming in your future. You are being drained. Somebody may have a music talent. Somebody may be a musician. Somebody may sing. Somebody may have a talent that they're not aware of. Be really aware of your dreams right now. A lot of you receive information that way. Somebody may be trying to spy on your talent to see if you're ever going to come into it. Somebody may be sending you thoughts of depression. Somebody maybe tried to sacrifice you, use you as an energy sacrifice. They want you to self-sabotage because they're afraid of you speaking your truth. I was like, there's definitely tantric sex magic that's involved, and the elements. Fairy, fae, also involved. Alright, so I want to see about the next step. We've got the spying on the inheritance, etc., etc. And then all that karmic justice. So let's see. Temperance. And looky there. Alright, so what people are watching for is they're trying to use their discernment with you to see if you have, like they're going to send you this magic, this stuff, this whatever, like this is what their plot or intention was. They want to know if you have mastered temperance, if you have the ability to withstand, like can you control yourself? Okay, so economy, moderation. Economy, moderation. Economy, moderation, frugality, management, accommodation. I feel like that definitely has to do with the 3 days of darkness. It's going to be a major, people are going to have to come together, like, in ways that we have never actually had to before. So it's kind of like a dark night of the soul thing, but for everybody, it's like, it'll be a collective experience, for sure. All right, we've got the 7 of Pentacles. Strange chalices. Pentacles. Okay. Here we go. A young man leaning on his staff looks intently at 7 pentacles attached to a clump of greenery on his right. One would say that these were his treasures and that his heart was there. These are exceedingly contradictory. In the main, it's a card of money, business, barter, but one reading gives altercation, quarrel, and another innocence, ingenuity, and purgation. This definitely shows success with money and following the path. But there's something about the temperance and these pentacles that are speaking to me because they're right next to each other. Tell me more. Spirit, angels. Tell me more. So, could be a future person, the 7 of Pentacles, that's going to come in and help you with business and commerce. grade. Going to help you take off the heavy burdens. This is the 10 of Wands reversed. So a man's oppressed by the weight of 10 staves which he's carrying. And it means contradictories, difficulties, intrigues, and their analogies, whatever that is. Yeah, because of it's literally, these people's downfall is because they don't have any temperance. I'm just going to take it back from this card. So we're talking about your inheritance and what, why this whole justice is going to come about. And this could be spiritual gifts. This is mostly spiritual gifts. But it's going to translate into physical money and an endeavor you do. And that's what this card, it shows me that the people that are going up against you, they don't have what it takes to maintain, like they're not you, so them trying to steal and copycat isn't going to work. Like in the other reality it did, but in this one it's not. It's just not going to work. Because it's like betrayals. There may be something with somebody's vehicle. If you have a red, yellow, or orange vehicle. I feel like there may be a religion involved in why you're getting stalked. I don't know why I'm getting that. But there could be a Libra involved. Definitely in this black magic that was done over the weekend. I feel a Virgo's energy there. And a whole lot of negative unjustified karma. Negative unjustified karma is the karma that it's like, so before you came down to this lifetime, it's the missing information. The blackmail. Be careful of social media. People trying to blackmail you through social media. They're just trying to monitor your spiritual growth. It's all about your inheritance. It's all about that. And it's all about you going through an ascension process in your spiritual growth. There may be organized crime. Like I was saying, this is your birthright. Inheritance. If you've had a sickness or disease, cancer, tumor, heart failure, or stroke, if you have had that, it has to do with this curse, this 30 to 36 generations back. And if anybody in your family has had that. If you're somebody that just did a bunch of spell work to try to cause a sickness, a disease, to take somebody's inheritance, and you find that you have a sickness or disease all of the sudden develop like cancer, tumor, heart failure, or stroke, or like paralysis, then know that that was a backfire and stop doing the same stupidity over and over again. You cannot clone anyone. You cannot copy anyone. You don't have what it takes to be that person or maintain their life. You just don't. You need to worry about your own life and need to worry about your kids, you know, straight up. Worry about your own life, worry about your kids. Like, watch tarot and use your discernment, please. I don't want anyone to be afraid, but if there is a message that needs to get out, I want it to. And I felt like with the 3 days of darkness, you know, somebody may need to do some banishing because there's towers that are happening. And if you can banish it, these towers that are coming to the people with the sickness and the disease, no, I don't know if they can banish it. They did something on the full moon or the new moon that has to do with it. And then I felt this jar that these people can't find, and um, the destructive impulses. And this jar that these people made, like this cult of dark ass people, they made this jar and it's doing nothing but killing them, and they don't even know where they put it. And then I'm hearing that this message is not the first time that it's come out. So it's come out of another person's mouth as well. So yeah, they're saying, the Holy Spirit's saying, you ain't gonna find that jar. And there's a reason for it. I still would try if I were you. Conflict and job and career. I feel like these people that came against you are losing their financial stability. I feel like they're losing their emotional stability. And I feel like now that there's been a cord that's been cut. I also picked up that there was something in your birth chart that is like some type of, like, you know how a birth chart has these lines that go all over? There's something in your birth chart that has circles and has like square hectagon type patterning. First, this is only for some of you. That's giving you protection. That's why you haven't died from these curses. I saw another group of people's birth charts where they have like, it looks like one of those, like a Shiva trident, and that is keeping those people safe from these from the death magic that's being created on this world. So yeah, people's birth charts, that's just interesting to me. It's really interesting. Okay, so now that we know a little bit more information here, I just want to pull one more card about what's going to happen. What do they need to know? What do they need to know? The star. Sorry. The star. To cover up her things. So when I look at this, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 stars. There's actually 8 stars on this card, with this one that's pointed in the middle. And this one's like the guiding star. But then these waters that she's pouring are the waters of Aquarius. Well, we are in the Aquarian age, so very well done. So it can mean loss, it can mean theft, it can mean like invasion of your privacy, because the star, like each one of you is the star. This is what I'm getting about the future. Everybody is a star, their own star. And we all have our own 8. We have our main star, our main, celestial body that we inhabit, and then we have these others that surround us and support us. Then we've got this maiden's like pouring 2 vials of liquid. See that? She's actually got 2 jugs in her hand, and then the Aquarius sign at the top. And this is about the new age. And like I was saying, how the things that were being done before aren't flying in this place. Um, Abandonment. Another reading says hope and bright prospects. The star is a very divinationary. It's like very divinationary card to look at. Specifically for when I look at her and I listen to what she has to say, I see that behind her there's a tree and this bird. See the little tree and the bird? Now that bird, I know that bird has the information that I want. So, and that came up too with the animal energy being very strong right now. The star is talking about new prospects, new chances, new beginnings. It's talking about hope for the future, but then it's also talking about that there may be a lot of turmoil, and some people may gain from it and some people may not gain from it. But the star has to do with your relationship to your own star. I just got Jinn and Allah. Yeah. The Jinn inhabit a lot. Revelation and restitution. I do feel like the star energy brings about enlightenment and revelation, self-awareness. Clear and cleanse your space. If you have mugwort, that's a really good thing to smudge with. It's called black sage. It's great for divination purposes. It's also a really good one for lucid dreaming. I wanted to read this zodiac that I wrote because I feel like it ties into just the whole message about being aware of your dreams and lucid dreaming. So this one is called the Porpoise or Cetacean Zodiac. Extremely fertile creatures make most cetacean life forms, such as porpoises, extremely complex social creatures. So they're like really complex social creatures. Very smart. With the ability to actively lucid dream while sleeping, they're able to deep dive and rest from larger prey. So they actually go into a lucid dreaming state and they go deep dive and they're sleeping but they're lucid dreaming in a state of awareness. It's really cool. This integration of the Cyclopean Cetacean Mega Dream Gate star mapped mission will show and teach you how to become a lucid dreamer. Latent gifts, buried talents, and hidden knowledge rests in the deepest parts of the unconscious. This is where the Cetaceans exist, actively awake, yet still fully dreaming away. Zodiac Astrological Association is Aquarius. And that, I think, is going to tie it up with the Aquarius right there in the corner of the star card. So Aquarius, cleanse your space. And doing a meditation to align yourself with the energies of Aquarius will really help you to gain control of your dreams so that you can actually not just remember them, but be lucid while dreaming, and then start to make spiritual growth, because your dreams are the clues and answers to the waking life. And they hold treasures. And so I did feel like there was an attack coming to you at the dream state, but now we're moving into the new energy where that attack is not going to be as effective. So until next time, I hope that all of you enjoyed this reading. And if you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate all of you so much. And I hope that you all have a blessed, beautiful day.